There's magic at Melmark, where dedication and love have turned dreams into reality.
And now we're stepping out, stepping out. That's what Melmark's all about.
Stepping out, that's what Melmark's all about. Creating amazing stories of life-fulfilling accomplishments.
That's what Melmark's all about.
If the success stories at Melmark were scripted, they would read like the scenes of a Broadway blockbuster or the lines of a Hollywood hit. And those are the stories we're here to share.
And we're stepping out, stepping out.
And now for our feature presentation, Stepping Out.
We're stepping out. Yeah!
To get this show on the road, today we travel behind the scenes for a guided tour on the set of Our Town. With a multi-talented producer, director, choreographer, and set designer, Dr. Joanne Gillis Donovan.
Let me introduce you to Our Town, a community of love and care to help each individual reach his or her greatest potential, where fun has a purpose and everyone has the opportunity to achieve, stepping out beyond expectation to experience life at its fullest. Melmark is the setting for many amazing stories that have been introduced over almost half a century of time. To help us really understand the magic of Melmark, we have to raise the curtain on the most spectacular shows to hit our stage as we page through the playbills of our time. Action!
To step into the past and reflect back on the first hit to come into our town, we sat down with the original leading lady in the unsinkable Miggy Crintle.
We were going to provide a home where love would be felt. Now, I didn't know beans from barley grass. God let me go through this seeming tragedy that Melissa was, and opened up our whole life. And people are still dedicated to what we were when we began. It just kind of shows that if you don't put a blank wall to your thoughts and your vision and what you want to do, that you can go places that you never dreamed you could go.
Giving love and tender care makes for magic everywhere. We're stepping out, stepping out. That's what Melmark's all about.
The heritage of Melmark continues on as new chapters in the chronicles of the Stepping Out experience are written, bringing out the magic of Melmark every day in the lives of those who live, learn, and work here. One of the biggest hits to come to our town was Splash Dance, where fun in the pool has allowed therapy to almost seem like play. For some, this has made it possible to step out like never before, building up the strength to someday reach that almost impossible dream to walk again, while others are encouraged to stay fit and healthy.
Come on in, enjoy the fun. Wet and wild brings lots of smiles. We're making a splash, stepping out. That's what Melmark's all about.
The Wild Wild West premiered here at Melmark out on the back 40, where never is heard a discouraging word. A few years ago, we had this barn raising here that has allowed the thrill of therapeutic riding to be a part of the action just about every day all year long. Some of these wranglers are riding like champions as they strengthen and tone their muscles to maintain balance and control. For Caroline, horseback riding is like a dream come true. But we don't just hit the trails. This is a fun adventure to build all kinds of physical, mental, and relational skills. I think that warm smile makes this stepping out experience in our Wild Wild West show pretty awesome. But these gentle mounts are not done with their role here at Melmark. They've still got some horsing around to do. Spy, the star member of the Barnyard cast, has called on all his celebrity friends to play a role in Animal House, one of our pet projects around here. We're relying on a whole stable of talent, and they're making guest appearances all over our town of Melmark. Pet therapy has brought smiles from all Spy's fans and has brightened the day for those who need it most. One of the most entertaining spin-offs has really gone to the dogs. The calming effects of pet therapy have cultivated the gentle behavior of those who often struggle. Recently, Jazz, our aging star performer, stepped down, and we're proud to introduce Abel, Jazz's very capable understudy, to step into the leading role. Doesn't he look pretty dapper in his tux-like black and white coat? So that'll do. One of the most dramatic collections of stepping out storylines to be revealed in our town of Melmark has been captured in the blockbuster hit PT. PT, our physical therapy programs, features some real up-and-coming stars, like Missy here, in rehearsal for her role in Walking Tall. It looks like we just caught Bradley winding down for the day. Oh, and there's Matt in a role that's a little bit of a stretch for him. And this is Dominique out for a stroll. We celebrate every little step as a giant stride for Dominique in her diligent effort toward independent mobility.
Stepping out is what Melmark's all about.
It doesn't take long for any visitor to our town of Melmark to discover the excitement of one of our biggest hits ever, Drying Miss Daisy, our fond name for the scenes from the Marvelous Meadows program, which offers one of our most interesting opportunities in what is called the Country Garden Guild.
The Country Garden Guild is a business partnership, and what we do is we produce products that we take to market, and the proceeds are divided among the people. That means that we can give the people who are involved a paycheck every month. They like their paycheck just as much as the rest of us. It also means that we're able to teach good business practices, good relationships with each other. It really becomes exactly the same as any other small company. We help people to mature, and of course, the most important thing of all, we're productive. People come every day to the Meadows, and they are coming to their job exactly the way that I come. You can look at it almost like a small college, where people decide what they want to study, and so as they come here, it's determined how they want their lives to develop.
When we came and saw the program here at Melmark, the Meadows, as Joy Pott described it to us, and she was so right, it's like a college program. The adults come in and they choose their program, their schedule for the day and for the week. Lisa has a program in bell choir, which is her favorite. She's learned to knit, much to our amazement, woodworking and stenciling, and absolutely loves that. They start the flowers out in the garden and continue right through to putting the dried flower arrangements in a basket.
Working hard every day, making friends along the way. Every detail done with care, making keepsakes to be shared. Stepping out is what Melmark's all about.
In a current production of Extreme Makeover Melmark Edition, we were able to spend a few days on the set with the dashing leading man of the show, T. Thompson. Because of the intensity and severity of his aggressive behaviors, he could never be left alone without one-to-one staffing. But before we meet him, let's meet the most influential people in his life, T's mom and dad.
My family is 3 daughters and wife, so I've got a lot of women in the house, and then T came along, and T and I have been trying to hold our own ever since. When he was born, he had some problems. He had some heart trouble. And when he was 2, he had an open heart operation, and somewhere along the line had a stroke, and that resulted in his disability.
Of course, the older he got, his behaviors became more intense. But the school system had nothing for him, and so I homeschooled him for 4 years. It was very difficult. T was so frustrated and his behaviors were so out of control that I could not deal with this. I started researching schools all over the country because I wanted to find the one that fit my child the best. Eventually we were led to Melmark, where everything changed. He has thrived here and made wonderful progress.
T. Thompson, one of our star students, he definitely had a spark about him. And at first he had difficulties in the classroom, letting us know when he was frustrated. What we tried to do with him is give him more opportunities to develop his communication skills and to develop himself, and then to end up where he is now is an amazing thing to see.
Melmark has offered T so many choices of activities, sports, academics, everything, but they give T the final choice of what he wants to do.
When he first came here to Melmark, he required a lot more attention, and we would try to give him opportunities to gradually become more independent.